Hey guys, Joseph the World here, and today, yet again, we are talking about another disgusting nonce. The disgusting man you see on your screen right now is Roger Lee, a 45-year-old that tried to meet up with what he thought to be a 14-year-old girl. But before we talk about the sting and, everything else and what happened to him, I kind of want to talk about his previous. And this might be one of the worst things I've ever heard of, by the way, so warning for any viewers that might find this next bit disturbing, maybe skip over it and just don't watch this bit. Anyway, Roger Lee, previously, before even this thing happened, was convicted of being a paedophile and serving some sort of time, but I couldn't find out how long, because he previously got a 12-year-old pregnant and was branded a danger to children. And then, however long later, he was then communicating with what he thought to be a 14-year-old girl. Luckily, it wasn't a 14-year-old girl, it was a predator hunting group known as Dark Justice. We've covered them numerous times, and of course, the sting will be left in the description, a link to it. But what that might be one of the worst things I've ever covered on this channel from what these nonces have done. And not only did he try to do something similar again to obviously this fake 14-year-old, he travelled over 300 miles to meet at the spot because he was that disgusting.
Do you think it's appropriate to me or the rich girls?
Hey?
Police are on the way. Stay back from the police. The police are on the way. Can you take hands in your pockets? I just feel a bit uncomfortable.
Who are you two then?
Dark Justice.
Hey?
Dark Justice.
Who's Doctor?
Police are on the way. Evidence is all sealed and ready to court them. You've came
Your
from,
car registration as well.
you came 315 miles.
What?
You've came 315 miles. And you give him a ring on my phone, just tell him he's trying to do legs. There it is there.
At this point, he's obviously realised that he's been duped. He's, obviously not been talking to what he thought to be a 14-year-old. It's been talking to Dark Justice. And by the way, the reason I believe they've kind of changed their voices in this edited version of the sting, I think it's just because at the time, at least, they were remaining anonymous. So, just so you wouldn't hear the voices and everything properly, if that makes sense. So people, whoever knew them in real life, wouldn't recognise their voices if they watched it. I'm assuming that's why. Anyway, the dude, after this, obviously starts walking away, tries to make a run for it and gets in his car, drives away, but he did get caught later on.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I know we didn't see an arrest, but trust me, he ended up getting caught and arrested not too long after this sting took place, because obviously they had all the evidence, they knew his name, they had his face, everything like that. During the conversation he had with what he thought to be a 14-year-old, he sent naked pictures of himself, and he said he couldn't get to Newcastle because it was, over 300 miles from his home. But once the girl mentioned that she'd be home alone when her supposed mother was going away, he instantly said he couldn't get there fast enough and obviously quickly travelled 300 miles to get there. When he appeared in Newcastle Crown Court after he was arrested, he admitted to attempting to meet a child following actual grooming and was jailed for 2 years and 4 months. I was sentenced to 2 years and 4 months. Now, I could not find out if he was placed on a SHPO order or anything like that, but I am sure he probably did. Now, in my opinion, I don't think 2 years and 4 months is enough because this dude had a previous conviction of getting a 12-year-old pregnant. And by definition, because a minor can obviously not consent, that is the R word. And I'm not going to say what the R word means because I'm assuming you guys should know what I'm talking about. And not long after that all happened, he did it again. Or at least tried to meet up with another minor. Honestly, these people never get sentenced enough. It's something I've covered numerous times again. And sure, most of the time when I've covered these people, they haven't at least talked to real children. It ends up being a sting and they end up getting arrested. But on this occasion, this dude had a previous conviction and he broke it. He was going to do it again, and yet he only gets 2 years. He should be sentenced to far longer. Anyway, that's all the information I believe I have left on this guy. He's obviously a high risk to children. Since this took place in 2015, I believe, he most likely got out in 2018, I think, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. 2017, 2018, because obviously I'm not sure how long after he got arrested he obviously appeared in court and pled guilty to the charges and stuff. So he most likely is out now, though. But honestly, it's mad that this dude can just walk free, and yet there's people who do less criminal acts, I would say, ones that aren't as bad, in my opinion, and get sentenced for harsher and longer sentences. Anyway, that's been Joseph the World. Make sure to keep watching the videos if you enjoyed them, and yeah, this dude is up now with one of the worst ones I've ever covered. Bye.